a lot of things we take for granted. But when I look at the God, when we were supposed to have come, by the very day was supposed to have come, the Secret Service called and said we shouldn't go there. I had to speak to the city mayor and the Liberians there. The minister of education was already there. You know, you can thank God and have an understanding that we're just men humans. All the things that we do, the great things we're fighting, can be wiped out in. I mean, when I look at the houses necessary, but even the streets, how they are bumped. They had to use donkeys to go to labor, losing services to that great country that has everything. Yeah. We should thank God for what we enjoy here in Liberia, in the midst of all of our problems and the poverty. I mean, the difficulty that God has favored us. My only concern always has been that we take too many things for granted. For a number of years, we don't have roads, but we don't care. For a number of years, no educational system, but we don't care. But we take so much delight in other countries. One could enjoy life in other countries. Let me tell everybody here, and I'm telling you honestly, it had never been my desire to fight for president for this, but my desire had always been that this country will be a country well respected. I don't even think about myself. I'm not presidency. It's not about presidency. It's about a country that's so blessed that would treat us so lightly. And you can see when teams work together. From the time I've been going to the States, where as president, the Secret Service that worked with me, this is the best team we have ever had. I mean, the commitment of these people, not speaking to you, just doing their work, from taking us through the halls of the UN, going through the traffic there, trying to avoid violating the rules, and up to the point when we drove, because most people were saying we didn't go by road to Providence. How those people were so organized. We went by road, it was like the group ahead of us is informed. We get there, they change the vehicle, and we move. I mean, I have always been someone who believes in organization, in things working, as if to say, and you're not giving these people anything. You give them money, they don't take it. But they are committed up to the time that we came back to everywhere you go. That's the kind of commitment that we lack. Everybody fighting. Let me let you know, I had always come to respect people, and I always said that even the person who cleaned the bathroom for me, I respect them. God cannot, he didn't make everybody, if everybody was equal or putting the same, who will serve whom? But that's what the Bible says. Whatever we do, let's do it as if we're doing it for God. I always say, take women for example. You travel a long distance. All of you travel, you're hungry. But by the time you get there, they're fixing food. Not that they are not hungry. It's responsibility. Something that we lack here. Everybody fight. And I can tell you, when the time comes, God will give you what you want. I don't have to tell you about myself. So I want to thank all of you here who are coming. There are a lot of you here who are working. Some of you haven't even been paid. But it's for the country. And we appreciate all of you. I appreciate people who love their country, who work for their country. This trip that we made, it was a trip. Why do you think I've left for me alone? I wouldn't even leave this country. I didn't even go to my farm. But if people are honest to know the situation this country is in the sub-region, we'll work much harder. Because 177 years, you don't have road, our people up country can't have drinking water, the cities are not laid up. And you don't understand the difficulty in that. Not that people are lazy. The women have FOIA the other day. Every day they're calling for help. I said, but every time we help you, he said, we grow rice, but we can't sell it. The rice is there. You don't understand the difficulty when a country is not structured properly. You think it's simple. You think that people are lazy, but they produce, they can't sell because the system is not in place. When we used to have cooperative, people who produce. When I was at LPNC, they will bring the right to buy, they go and produce. It's not in place. And most of us don't understand. Even most of us believe that because we're in Monrovia with right car, that's not life. Life goes beyond just yourself. And that's a commitment that we bring to the job. And that's what I'm struggling with. This is not the talking point, but these are things that come from my mind. I'm telling you honestly, I can ride wheelbarrow to go to that mansion. I don't care. But this country, we must build it ourselves. You come from one part of the world, everything is in place. You come to another part, everything is out of place. That people don't care. One go here, one go there, one go, and this country can even be better than those places because what is it? You live in a nice house, a clean environment. You have road, you have drinking water. You can just turn it on. That will keep you over there. That's why some of the people, they want to be over there, they want to be here. They want to come home for Georgia and do it. You got to be there or be here. Let's struggle and build this country. And so I want to thank all of us. Like the Bible says, like this mind be in you. It was in Christ Jesus. That's the commitment I have. I don't have to be here. I can live without this. We made a trip. We left here. I'm glad that we are back. We went to attend investment forum in Canada. And I think the advantage of doing that is that we used to have an embassy in Canada. The ambassador there, Phonisha, used to live right here. Canada is a very powerful country. We have a lot of Liberians, there, about 30,000 without representation. And when you live in a country without representation, it means that anything can happen to you. You don't have anywhere to go. But also opportunities there. We went there, and we found out that there were people there who have been yearning for this. We had very good meetings, a very good contract, made several appeals for help for our country. In Canada, we asked for investment. That's what we need in this country. I think sometimes I wonder whether people really know the degree to which our people have been suffering. From the time coup took place in 1980, it began to marginalize people. Then the war moved people. Simply because we're sitting around here, there are people hurting in this country. People who lost their parents. They don't have any future. And people say, sometimes we say that people can beg. They beg because nowhere to turn. When we were growing up in this country, I came from nowhere, but you could get no job to do something. Today, nothing. People are just, more and more people have been left behind. They turn to drugs because they left them with parents, they need parents. With family members who don't have the time themselves, they don't have the resources, so they take to the streets. That's the commitment we have. Those are the people we're talking about. And so we go around looking for jobs. It would take a long time to bring this country to the level where people have hope in it. And that's why we're going. I always say the thing that's chasing you, if it doesn't stop running, you can stop running. Our country isn't proud. Plenty of children. At the UN, we have to speak on street children, we have to speak on the youth, we have to speak to people, to listen. People who have and have the possibility to help. But they're not going to help if we don't strengthen our country, if we don't become responsible. I take an example of JFK. When we took over, the doctors, when they prescribe, they send you to a drugstore. Until recently, when we put a bank in there and a clinic, a drugstore, so that people now will prescribe, people will take the pill and go buy them. Sometimes we don't care, we don't go around, but when God gave you an opportunity, He gave it to you for you to use it to better other people's condition. And so at the UN we spoke, and myself, I was to an extent proud to speak because it was a balanced speech. You heard some speakers when they spoke for countries, like when I listened to the president of Turkey, all you were bouncing on the Israeli war. But yes, the Israeli war is there, but we were turning all around the points, things that are affecting not just Liberia. And we thank God for that. The speech there is 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, they start cutting you off. But I don't know how we managed. I think for just 15 minutes, they didn't cut us off, then what? And indeed, part of it also is to boost the private sector. No matter what we do in this country, the government cannot absorb. If the government employ everybody, then there won't be a country. Who will pay? Where the money will come from? That's why we go around appealing to people. I don't care where you feel like, what side you own, this country is in trouble. For the last couple of years, there have been no investment, but they have people who have not worked. Some of them are in offices, they're not working. And the pride of it is not just to even give you money, but to work. You go to school to learn so you can use the education. There's no opportunity to do it. Of course, when people tell you sit here and we give $5 every month, you'll be happy. But it doesn't bring you up. What did you go to school for? And those are things that we're moving around to do. So we're able to talk with the private sector. And besides that, at the United Nations, we inform them about the progress we are making. It might be slow. You will not see it. But things are improving. Some of the things are improving. So we have to report about what we're doing, how we help to improve situation, to encourage the people, because people get tired of you, that you're going through the same cycle. Your life can improve, they help you. Let me tell you, I don't care what you do in the world. you will always have money coming to this country. But we don't need money for development. You need money to keep you alive. Like breastfeeding you. But that will take care of your children, that will send them to school, won't do it. We have to have investment. We have to be able to build the capacity of our people to produce, to have that dignity. You don't always want to be a beggar. And so we did it better because we will be realizing economic growth, but we have to be committed to work. Some people here are not looking for a job, actually, they're looking for payroll. They just say, thank God I'm on payroll. But that payroll you're on, where's the money going to come? You got to learn to work. So at the UN, we're able to meet one-on-one, the Secretary General. But what really I'm very proud of, and I want to thank Madam Shirley, but our presence there to help boost our day. To get a seat as non-permanent member of the Security Council. We were founding members of the UN, the League of Nations, to the United Nations. Those 10 seats there, we want to have one of them. And we can see the African presidents were there. Akufo-Addo was there. Even saw Ramaphosa. They all saw me and they told me we are here, we're supporting, we are leading, we're supporting. And so, even people like Nyuma was not there, but she wrote. There's a video that was supposed to show, but not. People came from all over Liberia to show pictures. They showed that they were interested in our country, and the Liberians, it was like a celebration. So we want to thank the future. They couldn't give them a future yet, but they still show interest in their country. So we learned that for our position, and I'd like to thank all of those who were there. We left to go to France. Some Liberians, one of the Liberians we met there is a member of the House of Representatives there, a young man. And people are very happy for the Liberians who've been living there. They've been doing a good job. Some of them have commitment, but our attention, we drew their attention. Yes, while you're there, we're talking about Liberia. There is a senator there who has helped a lot of Liberians, more than 4,000 Liberians. He helped during the time they were trying to get him out of the country. One single person. And sometimes you feel that's what makes America great, that you can take people from another place to promote them to be in your country. Not many countries do that. And not everybody does that. But Senator Reed, very kind-hearted person, tireless person, even though we met the mayor of the city, and on that day, they flew our flag right on their building. We also met the Speaker of the House, Senator Reed, and the lady, she'd been here before during my inauguration as VP, the Representative Diaz. She's from the Dominican. But they say they did her DNA that she belonged to Africa. And according to what I heard, was 50-50. So I cast my vote to make it 51. So she can be a Liberian. These people love Liberia. I always say people love Liberia. The only people who love Liberia are ourselves. And so we have very good meetings, and I put our case. I cannot understand from the day one when I met the security in this country. How can a country, Liberia, 177 years, have a police that have not a helicopter? A soldier, army, no helicopter. Then we talk about rapid results. Rapid results, something happening in Lofa, you get stuck in the mall, where will you go? I mean, these things don't make sense to me. So we appeal to have representation of our country. And so we had very nice meetings there. And in Providence, and I say that I really thank the Secret Service people that were assigned to. I never seen people with that kind of level of commitment. Yes. And only later on, the head there told me, said, I came to Liberia with your bush. And I said, you have to come back. It's not it's the quality of service that people render. This is something I like to see. I like discipline. I like people to do their work. And that's how we have to learn this country. So we are here. As you know, we've been to many of these countries, and all we've been going there to make our case there, to provide us opportunity to build our country. And I can tell you, look, for me, I always want to repeat what General Patton always said, no son of a bitch win war by dying for this country. But for me, for this country, as long as God gives, I don't care whether you say you want to go do the right thing for this country. I'm not afraid of that. But we can't be in a country, our people suffering, people can't, when the opportunities are all over. So those people talking about doing that, only God I'm afraid of. But we'll build this country. I can tell you, by the time it will take us a long time, but the wrongs of this country, we have to right them. Because this is a beautiful country, God has given us. And so I want to thank all the securities who are working under difficult conditions to give people life. Even if you don't want to believe it, you know when there's peace in the country, when people, we don't hear the kind of things that we were hearing before. All we need now is to provide employment for the people, to make sure that our hospital, just before I saw the Minister of Health, she boarded a plane with us and she gave me the good news about some equipment that have come to JFK that they've been using. And you know, sometimes God works wonders. When I visited JFK, they told me they needed 6 incubators. I know when my son was born, he had a big one like incubator. But just imagine JFK needs 6. And 2 weeks after, I got a bill of lading for 38 incubators. And I was wondering how God did that. When your mind, your heart is right, God will do the right thing for you. This country is going to be built. And all of us together here who understand what life is, who want to see the best of this country will be built. And for me, there's nothing I'm afraid of but to do wrong. I don't hate anybody, but for what I don't intend to live anywhere. I don't intend to buy a house anywhere out of here. We'll build this country because this is the responsibility God has given us. And that's what we're going to do. We can go you want to do anything you want to do elsewhere. This is our country. Because I know the village I came from. And I know all these years, you're good. Until I posted a power years ago. You don't have, why should there be 170, and you don't feed that 177 years, you don't have road? If you don't feed, I feel it. And that's how we're going to fight to transform it. You can want to live elsewhere, that's your business. I don't stop people. but this country will build, will right the wrongs. Maybe some people don't understand how many people in the streets are hurting because they lost their parent. Justice must be done so that the people mind. The people who are dead, you can't bring them back, but at least when you understand what happened, they gave you that freedom of the mind. We educate no one, but we'll do what is right before God so that we can make our country become that country of hope. So I just want to thank all of you for the contribution to making. We work together. There are plenty of people working here. They don't take pay, but they are committed. But we know that this country, like Cassette sang our songs years ago, this country will rise. But it will take all of us here with that feeling, that commitment to build this country. So I want to thank you. So with our pastors and people, sometimes I don't believe that people should, you go and pray. You work as a team to serve the country. Nobody has to account to me for what you're doing. You're not working for me. Nobody's working for me. We're working to build this country. And we can enjoy life here better than one. Yes. You don't have two either dry season or rain season. You can wear the same clothes. You can have a decent place like this. What is America? What is anywhere? Nice houses. People can provide food for themselves. Their children can go to school. Is that something we can't do for ourselves? When we are committed, we can do it. So I want to thank you all. And I will thank God for the opportunity to have gone and met all these people and being able to come back safely. We just want to thank all of you who've been pulling the fort. You will hear noise, but it doesn't move me. I know my heart is right, that I intend to do the right thing. You can talk about it, but it doesn't bother me. I'm committed, and we're going to do the right thing. Those people who think they will carry this country backward, God in heaven, they will not allow them to do it. If you don't care for this country, you don't care for it, that's your business. But if you do the wrong thing, we're going to get at you. So that's all I can say. Thank you very much.
That was His Excellency President Joseph Nyuma Boakai with a strong worded statement there, encapsulating his trip to the States and Canada, and also sending out some encouragement, but also some strong worded statement to Liberians that we need to build this